my exes.
Acting by night. Keep going crazy.
Show off your skin, that shit is popping, girl. Body on 10, damn, you got it, girl. You gotta boss up. Getting them checks, hitting your base, racks up. Keep walking with confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Tell a friend, she's back. I hope you guys are doing well, y'all. I've still been killing it, getting acclimated with my new job. Just hit my 1 month milestone. So I've been traveling a little bit just while I'm training, been going back and forth to Chicago, and then also to Louisiana. So busy boots. Listen, side note before we get into this, y'all know that I'm really big into real estate and that I've made several accomplishments lately. One of them is buying several rental properties. So one of them was a foreclosed property, and I went up there recently because what happens with foreclosures is they may or may not still be occupied by the previous owner. So I was really nervous about that. You guys know, or you may or may not know, but ever since COVID, especially in certain states, the laws are very lenient and lean towards the tenant. So I was kind of nervous about that. They don't tell you whether or not it's tenant occupied. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to deal with my first eviction and evicting these folks. And as soft as I am, if it's a single Black woman who's the owner here, I'm not going to want to kick her out. Well, thank goodness we went up there just recently and the tenants had vacated the home a year ago, the neighbor said. So it is vacant, so I can go in there, get the locks changed, rekey everything, and then also cut the grass, see what I'm dealing with, get an appraisal on it as well. Ciao. Y'all know I like to post my accomplishments and I talk about them, especially on my personal social media pages. And I did. And how come every single time I post something, I get a Dusty that I used to talk to or used to mess with in my DMs or saying something embarrassing. Embarrassing. Are you not embarrassed? So with this house situation, this one guy was in my comments talking about, dang, save some houses for the rest of us, big money. I was so disgusted. I responded like, don't compete with me. I'm just a girl. We purchased a blacked out Range Rover. I love this car. Love this car. It's like my dream car. I always wanted it. Well, coincidentally, like a month or two later, I got this new job. And guess what? They offer a company car and I can use it as much as I want to for personal use. And not only are they taking care of the car payment, they're covering insurance, they cover fuel, guys, and they cover maintenance. So oil changes, if I need new tires, anything like that, they cover everything. On top of that, I get to upgrade the damn thing every 40,000 miles. So I had posted on social media, like, what would y'all do if y'all was in my situation? And of course, I get another Dusty that I used to mess with way back when years ago. And he in my DMs talking about, hey, that's dope. They hiring. And I'm like, I wish. This is why I'm so passionate about the channel, just because I know the mistakes that I made. Like, I wish I could go back to my 20-year-old self. I'm 36 now, y'all. So it really is unfortunate how much time I wasted and how much of my energy and beauty and youth and femininity I wasted on broke Dusties who were not worthy of my time. Asking me at their big age, I'm pretty sure they all older than me too, in my DMs and in my comments, calling me big money, then asking me if my job is hiring. Ugh. The person that I was in my early 20s, mid 20s is almost unrecognizable now. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Like dudes that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole in my DMs because I gave them access to me previously. Learn from my mistakes, ladies. Anyway, so I had to come here tonight and talk about breeders, y'all. Talk about Blackistan breeders. And I've talked about this before, and shout out to loyal sub and Fading Passion who shared this idea initially. We talked about how breeders are dusty whack men who slang peen with reckless abandon. They have unprotected sex without a care in the world, and they overpopulate the world with fatherless children that they refuse to properly take care of. I thought this was such a timely discussion, especially seeing how these interviews have recently gone insanely viral of the beautiful, intelligent, and successful Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, who is a world-renowned and respected family therapist. Apparently, she even counseled many of the girls on the reality television show Teen Mom. So she does 2 podcasts with Dick Cannon and Cam No Condom Newton to discuss their dysfunction and their toxic breeding habits. So before we get into these interviews, I want to talk about some other examples that really illustrate how this is extremely common amongst Nogs and how problematic it is.
But it's hard to handle a woman, especially a woman scorn or any of that. They say anything, they do anything. That's really one of my biggest regrets. Especially like having multiple baby mamas. I can't just have one family. Like, I got kids, bro. Like, I never let nobody know how many, but I got kids, you feel me? And I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be here. Like, I can't just have a family and just have me, my girl, and all my children, because I done did this dumb shit, living a rapper lifestyle and just being around, just, you feel me? Planting my seeds, that's really the hardest thing to me in life.
White men are so remedial. They are so remedial. So if you're having a hard time understanding the niggalese, this rapper, this Blackistan rapper, I never heard of him. I guess his name is Rapper 600 Breezy, it says. But if you don't speak niggalese, I'll translate for you. So he says his biggest regret is having multiple children by different women because it's hard co-parenting with multiple females. And he's so ashamed. He doesn't even want to share how many children he has with so many different women. And he talks about, I shouldn't have put my seed in all these females. All these females, you know, they talk that nigga talk. We're not women. We're females, like we're livestock or something. What a damn idiot. What a damn dummy. These dudes are jokes. It's like, no duh, dummy. It's going to be difficult dealing with multiple different baby mothers, especially if you done screwed each of them over, literally and figuratively, and left her struggling and barefoot and pregnant. So no, Dusties, women are not going to be the most pleasant if you done them dirty, impregnated several of them at the same time, left them high and dry, sold them a dream, and then just ended up turning them all into baby mamas and pumping and dumping them and moving on. So no, you probably shouldn't do that, dummy. But Dusties are breeders. That's too much like committing to one woman and being monogamous. They're determined to spread their degenerate, dusty sperm willy-nilly to anything with a hole. So let's also talk about crackhead Adrian Broner, who openly brags about how he doesn't use condoms.
Hold on, aunties. Let's tell them the truth. You do got to put these condoms on.
I feel like if I hit you with a condom, I ain't hit you.
Oh, so he don't wear condoms?
You missed that
Just
part?
make sure you got a test. But
He got to come back.
I'm hearing you, Bill.
No, you're not. You're not touching it.
I'm hearing you how I was born.
In the name of all that is holy, will you look at Karen Smith's gym clothes?
Of course, all the plastics are in the same gym class. Where are the plastics?
They're teen royalty. If North Shore was Us Weekly, they would always be on the cover.
We run, hey, I'm what's happening.
That one right there is Ayanna Van Zant. She's one of the dumbest people you'll ever meet. I sat next to her in law school last year, and she told me I should date our bus driver. And that funny-looking one over there, that's Tyler Perry. She expects women to cape and coddle broke men because she was one and we turned her into a billionaire. She also tells successful black women to date who can pay the light bill because she secretly does the same thing. And evil takes a human form in Nicki Minaj. She's male-identified and male-worshipping, so hates other women who look like her.
Is it the thanks that I get for putting you bitches on?
She hates black women so much, she even defends predators and married ones. She even victim blames and makes fun of DV survivors.
I call her Bigfoot. The bitch fell off. I said, get up on your good foot. Lie on her dead mama. Lie on her dead mama. Lie on her dead mama.
Are you tired of constantly being bullied by mules and mean girls? Are you sick of being told to lessen your standards and to ride or die? Are you exhausted from tolerating anything just to say you got a man? Then you're in the right place. Join the Lexus Exodus Patreon private community to meet like-minded divested women who prioritize self first. In my Patreon, you will participate in exclusive lives, get access to exclusive content, get access to a private community of other divested women, and much, much more. Join us by visiting patreon.com/LexusExodus. See you soon.
Okay, so child, I apologize for the niggalese. I know that's hard to understand. Y'all know I'm bilingual though. I grew up in Blackistan, so I'll translate this for you. So pretty much what this dummy says is he feels like if he has sex with a woman without a condom, he did not have sex with her. Child. I called this Nog Adrian Broner, and his name is right on the screen, y'all. All the Nogs are the same. Adrian Broner is a boxer from my hometown. He's a breeder as well. I actually meant Antonio Brown, so sorry for confusing you guys. But Antonio's a breeder. He's a breeder. He is negligent. He likes to have sex with reckless abandon. He's talking about as long as you get tested. What about things that are undetected? We know that HIV, you can be infected with it and not get a positive test result for up to 6 months. On top of that, Antonio Brown, I don't know if y'all remember a few years back, him getting into it. He pulled the baby on his baby mom, put her on live, called the police on her, treated her very, very poorly, even though she's the mother of his 5 Antonio children. Brown is a breeder. He throws caution to the wind, has unprotected eggs. Like, we don't understand where babies come from, creating all these fatherless bastard babies. Let's also talk about this dumb Dusty who made the news for having 30 children with 11 women, y'all. 30, you heard that right, with 11 different women.
Tennessee has 30 children with 11 different women, and he is 33 years old. Now, according to CNN affiliate WREG, he is now begging the state to help him pay his child support. I want to bring back in Sunny Hostin. She's on the case with us, as always. And Sunny, I know. I know some of the moms are only getting a couple of dollars a month for child support in and of itself. Do you actually think the state is going to say, okay, buddy, you got 30 kids, we're going to help you?
I don't think so. And I got to tell you, Brooke, you know, you and I talk about a lot of things on this program, and I am rarely stumped and
it's
don't have
a
much
stump moment
to say,
for you.
But it's a stump moment for me. I mean, I can talk to a wall, and I don't know what to say about this guy. I mean, the bottom line is, you know, in Tennessee, when he is working his minimum wage job, he is supposed to give 50% of his paycheck to the 11 women that he fathered these children with, and they are supposed to divide it equally. The problem is some of the women are only getting $1.49 because he does work minimum wage. So just this week he appeared in court, and he's asking the court to give him a break on those payments, on the $1.49 that he's giving to help support his children. I don't think that the judge is going to help him out, you know, and I was reading recently that one of the news reports said that perhaps he needs to now do the cost-benefit analysis of birth control, and I think that's a really good suggestion for this guy.
We shouldn't laugh. I mean, the man is 33. He's young. And then back in 2009, he only had 21 kids. Take a listen.
Do you intend to keep having children?
No.
You're done?
I'm done. Hopefully I'm done.
What made you decide that?
I didn't intend to have this many. It just happened.
It just happened, he says. Is this a trend? Do we believe him that he'll stop?
Let's hope it'll stop. I mean, bottom line is the state can't force him to stop. It's not against the law to have all of these children. And again, maybe he just really needs to now think about the cost benefit analysis of birth control, because he can't afford to support these children. And I think therein lies the tragedy of this story. Now you have all of these children, 30 of them,
and all these
probably
mothers
without the support, and all these mothers, and probably without the support that they need to become, wonderful members of our society.
Do y'all see this mess? Do y'all see this mess? 30 years old with 33 kids by 11 women. He's working a minimum wage job and is surprised that he's being required to take care of them. And he's asking for taxpayers to help him pay $1 a month in child support, y'all. And we supposed to feel sorry for him. God help me. Earth is ghetto, I want to leave. Earth is ghetto, I want to leave. I don't even know what to say about this, y'all. I don't even know what to say about this, y'all. This is a mentality that is consistent across class, across income level, across status. Even if they have notoriety, they could be famous, celebs. They could be Pookie and Ray Ray on the corner on the street. They still do this mess, regardless. Different dusty, same dust. Like I said, these dudes are absolutely disgusting. So they pump and dump anything in a skirt. They can suck anything with a hole. And they create all of these fatherless children with reckless abandon that they have no intention on properly raising. Okay, speaking of that, let's talk about Kim Newton next, y'all. And before we get into this most recent interview that's gone viral with the therapist, let's do a little flashback on what he's previously said about parenting so many children illegitimately and how he called it a humanistic mistake.
My longtime girlfriend at the time, you know, we had a family. And I made a mistake. I hurt her and I jeopardized our family at that time. And I had a child outside of our relationship. And coming from where I come from, being the person who I am, nobody will ever speak on it, you know, because we got a lot of people who are in high powers still make humanistic mistakes. And I can honestly say I made a humanistic mistake.
Okay. So needless to say, it boggles my mind when he came out recently and tried to justify his behavior in this interview.
So with that, I know and I understand a lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high functioning.
What situation?
See my situation. That's a very vague question, and it's for you
what
to
What situation are you referring to that they're looking at and thinking is not high functioning?
Just my life.
Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
My life.
See, don't deflect. Let's stay here. Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
Both, really.
And they think that you're low functioning?
No, I don't.
You just said people see your life and think you're not high functioning. The opposite of that would be low functioning.
No. Okay, so here you go. You're trying to take my intentions away from this. Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yes, more information. Heck yeah.
So, I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
By how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
about your
to bring
wife?
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just.
Because my point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time. You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active, okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies, because I can't wait to be a mom, and I love the kids, period. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you thus far, but these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all, will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. So at what point do you feel the fear, do it anyways? And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior. To say that I am going to create these homes. Oh, let me go better. I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody who you're spending your life with. And then I'm going to build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and it's selfish.
Just tell me when I can solve.
Yeah, almost. That's completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're going to feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box. It's unhealthy. And it's a huge dysfunction within our Black community that I truly believe personally, statistically, mental health-wise, and community-wise, that Black men would stop.
Black men will what?
Stop doing that, that they would stop that dysfunctional behavior of compartmentalizing and creating houses, not homes, and then finally a home with the wife. And then you have all these other houses that are homeless, but you over here at some point when you do get a wife, if you do, I'm saying if that's what you want, you will, you'll get whatever you want. You're trying to create a home. Totally dysfunctional and extremely, that's the epitome of selfish. Epitome of selfish. I'm done, you can go for it.
Okay, say less.
And his most recent victim, former influencer Jazzy, who is now his third baby mama, came out trying to justify this as well.
I don't know. I'm the third one, and this is his sixth child. Someone said, ooh. Right, couldn't have been me. All right, so the rich nigga put that pressure on you. I could never be with nobody. Okay. Until $100 million nigga start putting the pressure on you, you don't know what the fuck you'll do. Talking about what you'll never be. Bitch, you ain't never had. Oh, you better than me, I am.
And since this clip went viral, and Jazzy was sitting here talking about 3 times the charm, and the ninja came out saying, yeah, I have 3 baby mamas and 8 children by them, but I'm still searching for my wife. You're not her. Here she come, doubling down, talking about how she enjoys being a servant.
Let me cook. We got the quesadillas, the yellow rice, the pico. The chalupas are made to order. The special tacos are made to order. Everything else here is done. Chopped up the lettuce real thin like I like it. Everything is good to go. I'm just waiting for everybody to get home so they can have a hot meal after practice. And it's up and it's stuck. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Now that everything is done, I'm going to put my baby to sleep. I don't know about y'all. I don't know what brings you guys joy, but it really brings me joy to serve. I love being a servant. I love to serve. It just brings me joy. I love it. I love serving. I love it. I love it. I don't give a damn. I'll be up at 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, cooking breakfast, serving. I just love that. I love it. Yeah. It's like, it just gives me purpose. And now with the new baby, now I just feel even more purposeful, especially like when I breastfeed. I feel so full of life. I love it. I love it. All right, come on, baby. Let's go night-night.
Dumb bit. I'm glad you are okay. I'm glad you're okay being a servant because you're a slave. Hey, maid, I see you with your maid outfit on like you always do. And this poor doctor, Dr. Cheyenne, sitting here just struggling, trying to make sense out of this nonsense. Cam Newton is the type of nigga that chews crayons. Okay, he the type of ninja who stayed in one damn class all damn day. The lights is on, but nobody's home. Short bus, shorty adding and all. Just big and dumb. Big for no reason. I remember going to high school with someone just like him. The ninja was big, black, and stupid. He would run down the hallways, randomly barking at people for no reason. Just big, ugly, and looking dumb. And you can tell that this dude, Cam Newton, has never been held accountable because look how he talks. For God's sake, look how he dresses. Also, look how he types. I'll show you guys the caption of this video. This is how he types on social media as well. Looking foolish, looking dumb. He got on leggings, looking like a bad bitch. Cam Newton dresses like a damn stud. So here he goes with this ridiculous costumish clown-ass outfit. The attire is appropriate because you look like a clown, Kim. You 40 damn years old, raising 8 children by 3 different women, and can't understand or fathom how that's problematic and how it's not okay to have 8 kids before even considering marrying even one of them. Even though your dumb, big, ugly ass was raised in a 2-parent home with a traditional nuclear family. Child, this guy here also explains this accurately.
No, we're not going to do that because it's y'all that never speak on the white man. Y'all always compare yourselves to black women. Now, today we're going to take full advantage of this opportunity. Elon Musk does not have 11 kids with 3 different women. Elon Musk has children with his ex-wives. You only brought up the white man because you wanted to align your negative behaviors with his. Never has he ever been brought up when it comes to accomplishments, but because you thought you had a gotcha moment, now you want to bring it up. While Cam was so busy spinning the block.
While I was fucking around, she didn't.
See, when Elon wanted to around, he divorced his wife in 2012, but when he wanted to spin the block, he came back and remarried her again. Cam couldn't even marry one wife, let alone a second, and for damn sure wasn't coming back to remarry her a second time. And when it comes to the third woman that he has kids with, she is a whole pop star, a whole Canadian pop star. She has her own money, her own career, her own life. Cam Newton's baby mamas, their biggest claim to fame is being associated with him. There's no comparison to Elon Musk. Elon Musk, who generates his wealth through his intellectual property. Elon Musk, whose livelihood and the livelihood of his children is not dependent on a torn ACL.
So excuse Derek Jackson Jr., y'all. He even in the car, like Derek Jackson, he's obviously pandering with like the rest of these folks. But a broken clock can be right twice a day. And when he called him I like football, I like to play football, a dumbass Nick dog, he was absolutely right. Especially when he talks about the comparisons between Elon Musk and other white men who they like to compare themselves to, who have a lot of children. Listen, I'm not caping for no Dusty or no Color. Elon Musk is insufferable, y'all. He's a powder donut Dusty, but he is in fact moving differently. Like this guy says, he doesn't have baby mamas. He has ex-wives. He's dated college educated women who have substance, not IG comedians. There's a difference. The fact of the matter is Cam No Condom Newton is the type that's only good to be a damn breeder and a damn big buck. You only good for manual labor and fucking. The fact is that if you were born just a few centuries ago, you'd be a goddamn breeder and a damn buck. Let's talk about Dick Cannon next. And before we get into the interview that he had that went viral with the doctor, let's first talk about how Blackistan tried to gaslight divested women into thinking this ish was normal. However, divested Black women are way too smart for that. We understand basic logic and common sense. We know it's not humanly possible to be at more than one place at once, regardless of wealth, regardless of fame or status. So we saw right through the BS and called Nick out on his bullish. And like clockwork, his harem of baby mamas began to do the same.
All right, y'all. It's been a rough morning.
We're trying to salvage it with a little bonding and reading his stories on hip hop. But just to summarize, I haven't slept in like 3 days because he's just been his little head off. Not really sure why. Doctor said he's fine. I think that he might be teething early is what we thought, so we're gonna see. But anyways, this morning my aunt came to help me. She put my Ember like reheatable charger mug in the microwave. She spilled an entire haka full of milk, and he just won't stop screaming unless he's on my boob. So, good morning.
Okay, so first off, before we get into anything else with this woman, baby mama number 98, let's just talk about how she said she's reading the infant stories about hip hop, y'all. Y'all, this is the book that she's referring to, y'all, called Raising Hip Hop. So, and this is how dumb these dudes are, knocking up all these white women who have no idea what to do with these mixed babies. It don't make any sense. But in any event, we see her expressing the typical concerns of a single struggling baby mama, even though she got knocked up by a millionaire. So she's complaining about how she's been up for 3 nights, how she can't sleep, and how she's struggling. She said she even had her aunt come to help her. That sounds like the typical woes of a baby mama to me. You know, that sounds like a poor, struggling, barefoot baby mama. And that's the thing. Nick is just a breeder. He is not actively parenting any of these children that he recklessly creates like he should be. And this is why this is happening. Well, someone pointed this out to her and she got upset. And because Nick is rich, right? Y'all say he can afford to have as many children as he wants. So she shouldn't be talking like a Section 8 bitch. So somebody told her, hey, how about you just get a night nurse and have Nick pay for it? So let's pull up this post and look at how she gets triggered from someone saying this to her. Okay. So someone DMs her and says, hey, Becky, get a night nurse to help you. Having a baby takes a damn village. She responds and gets triggered by that. And she says, LOL, yeah, sure. Do you want to pay for it? The person responds and says, tell Nick, your baby daddy is a millionaire, dummy. Ain't that the point of getting knocked up by a rich man so he can pay for these things? So you're not struggling like a welfare queen? Well, that must have been a sore spot for her because she goes off. She gets triggered and she says the following. Keep my parenting, my kid, and my baby daddy's name out your mouth. Nick is not my sugar daddy. Nick is my effing child's father. That is all. Watch your effing mouth when you speak on mine. Okay, so she says, Nick is not my sugar daddy. And it's like, no, it's Sherlock. He's your baby daddy, not your sugar daddy. We know that. But since he's your baby daddy, he should be there present with you. And he should be co-parenting with you so that you're not spending these nights alone, up all night, taking care of a baby by yourself. You should be able to sleep. If you had a partner that was there co-parenting with you, you would be able to do that. And if he's unable to, he's out working and making money, that's fine. Let's play devil's advocate and say that that's okay. You know, he's out here making millions, so he can't be at your side, at your beck and call to take care of this baby 24/7. Well, since he's wealthy, he can do what he wants and he can afford as many children as he wants, like y'all like to say, then he needs to be able to pay to hire a night nurse to help you in his absence. But he's not doing that. And you're mad because someone's calling a thing a thing. But that's what these dusties do. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? I don't have enough time for all these children. I need to get clipped or I need to use contraception or protection. They knock up anything in a skirt. Then the woman is forced to deal with the consequences alone, like this chick. Regardless of class and wealth, even if they are rich, it's the same damn dust. They are all breeders. Okay? Now, this is further illustrated by another one of Nick's baby mamas. This is a beautiful Black one who he unfortunately managed to get pregnant after the other first 8 racially ambiguous ones. Well, she ended up recently calling Nick out this past Christmas for not spending enough time with her child. Okay. So the reason why she called him out is because he initially posted photos of him with a few of the 12 children that he has. Okay. So here's him with the one who was complaining and expressing typical baby mama woes about not being able to sleep at night. Okay, here's their Christmas pictures. Okay, now here's some other Christmas pictures that he posted with another baby mama of his who parents his twins, and they also have a little girl, it looks like. Okay. And because a present parent who is a good father will find time to spend with all of his children, his most recent baby mama felt some kind of way and shaded him for not seeing her child during Christmas as well. So she posted this pic, okay? And this is what the caption said, and it's been since deleted, but y'all know that social media records everything once it's out on the internet. You know, we capture everything. The internet never forgets. So she posted this photo and said, "It's important for me to keep things positive and maintain my peace in the midst of it all. It's not easy, but I have to do it for my daughter. She's incredibly blessed and is surrounded by so much love, and it's not fake IG photo op love. It's real day in and day out love." Okay. And she posts this picture of her and her daughter alone next to a damn Christmas tree. Child. And before we get into this and unpack this, I want y'all to just look at this woman and how absolutely beautiful she is and why I was so heartbroken that she ended up getting knocked up by this fool. Look at her. I mean, she is absolutely stunning. She looks like a Barbie doll dipped in chocolate. I don't know if she was a model or something, but she's tall, thin, model-esque. She looks like a China doll. She's beautiful. And that baby is gorgeous as well. So I was literally heartbroken when I found out she got caught up in this mess because at first Nick initially was only preying on non-Black women. And it's like, you know, that's still not good, but it's like, okay, well, sorry for you, Maria and Becky, but thank God you took that bullet and not us. So when he knocked up this gorgeous, beautiful Black woman up, I was heartbroken, but Blackiston said, it's fine. He got it. He's rich. He'll be able to take care of all these children properly because he has money. When in all actuality, like she said, there's trouble in paradise. So these fools will have you believing that there's nothing wrong with these dudes having several children with several different women as long as they are rich. But like I said, you can be Bill Gates, you can be Jeff Bezos, you can be the wealthiest person in the world. There's still only 24 hours in a day. And it is not possible to properly parent 10 children in 10 different households because there's only so much time in a day and you can't be in multiple places at once. Okay. Mariah Carey understands this as well. And she recently decided to pursue full custody because this Dusty is not taking care of these kids like he should be. Child. So this post says Mariah Carey wants to file for full custody of her twins with Nick Cannon. And it says that Nick Cannon's new children and activities have prompted her to want to do this. According to reports, Carrie is going to petition for primary custody because the reality of the situation is that Monroe and Moroccan, that's her two twins, are always with her anyways. Nick doesn't see much of them, but he makes attempts to see them as much as possible. It says a source close to Carrie stated she wants to put him on notice that he can't just flip in and out of their lives while he attends to his other children. So she wants legal standing as the twins' primary caregiver. She doesn't want to punish Cannon. She just feels compelled to do what is best for their children. Told you so. I told you. And I don't know why this concept is so hard for Blackistan people to comprehend. But we know Dusties have low IQs. They can't comprehend much. And that combined with the fact that most of them don't know their own damn daddies, they think this mess is okay. And they feel comfortable co-signing this bull crap. So they see nothing wrong with pumping and dumping and creating children that these niggas neglect. But Mariah is too classy for all that. She said, no, Negro, that's ghetto. This is a zoo. This is the circus. I don't want anything to do with this. And you and your little baby mama brigade can go on somewhere. You can continue to have multiple fatherless children that you create everywhere if you want to. I want nothing to do with that. No thanks. I'd rather just distance myself and file for primary custody and be done with this since you don't see our children anyway. Okay? So to make matters worse, Nick even finally admitted that he's had too many kids with too many different women and that he's not able to properly parent them. So let's watch this and then we'll talk through.
Kids, it's always the biggest guilt on me is like I don't get to spend enough time with all of my children. One, because I'm constantly working, and two, it's just spread thin. I remember it was one day. Kids, it's always the biggest guilt on me is like I don't get to spend enough time with all of my children. One, because I'm constantly working, and two, it's just spread thin. I remember it was one day.
So this is why I found it so interesting to see Nick Cannon still trying to pretend like these shenanigans he's pulling on this recent interview is okay. Let's get into it, then let's unpack.
Because you have chosen and to prey on low-functioning women who don't have the emotional intelligence. No, I'm going there. Who will allow you to do that, Nick? And when I say allow, it's not a control thing. When I say allow, I'm not saying that she sits across you and says, this is what you won't do, you're crossing a boundary. Nick.
I disagree.
Yes.
This is why I disagree. I mean, one, because
why you gonna make sure, but you gotta go in protection mode too.
But I'm saying because you could say from the high, all the high value women that I've ever
I didn't say high
experienced.
value.
But okay, I'm giving compliments. But I'm just saying
I'm like, wait a minute.
for the people
There's
who
a
are
difference.
even of them being, because first of all,
low functioning woman will allow you to function low with them. Nick, you could not function that low.
So this is
Nick,
everyone's low functioning at some point in their life.
You could not function low with a woman of my functioning, not
See,
because
now
I'm
you challenging
superior.
me.
Not because I'm superior. Listen to me say this really quick. Not because I'm superior to any other woman, but because I do have leverage. I've been in my field for 17 years, so we get that. But I've done the work, meaning you won't have an opportunity to get hostile with me, and you may want to flee, but fleeing would not get you a payoff with me. Wait a minute.
I'm not the hostile individual.
So this is that's my point. Did you hear what you just said? We said the same thing. You would never have the opportunity to get hostile with me.
Yeah, because I control myself.
Hold on. Okay.
I have full control of my. But in your sense, because that's what I'm saying. Because only reason I say what I disagree, because at some point we've all been low functioning.
Yes.
And we have to accept that.
Yes.
So to label that is like, all right, well, at some point everybody's gonna be in their low state. Everybody's gonna be vulnerable. Everybody's gonna feel empty.
But
everybody's
therapy,
gonna yearn something.
mental health,
and when
and
it comes to
tools.
relationships, the beauty of a great relationship is where I'm weak, you are strong. So therefore, I have dealt with some people that balance me and are equally yoked. And at times, have I been manipulative and prey on certain things? Yes, because I'm a man.
Right.
And
but not all men do that. We don't want to blanket
I'm a
all
man,
men.
and
all
I was
men
taking
do not prey and manipulate. Not all men.
First of all humans prey and manipulate, but in a man in a relationship,
not in a praying way.
If I see that I can say, okay, I feel like I need this and this person has this, I'm gonna do and say whatever I need to do to get that.
But Nick, again, law of attraction. We attract who we are despite of who we think we are. You used the word, you said women who are equally yoked to you.
Yeah.
Equally yoked comes in many different facets.
100%. Balance, if anything.
They have been equally yoked to your low functioning dysfunction that you have learned to survive in.
Because I use my tools to because first of all, you're acting as if I'm entering every scenario with the full me, and every time someone meets someone, you're meeting their representative. I know how to turn on the perfect man.
Depending on
so
the
therefore
person,
I may have manipulated a situation, and therefore, so it's to no discredit to anyone else, but I've come into every situation. I can be God-fearing, celibate, the one that you want. I can tell you everything that you want in a man and show you that. I can open the doors, lay down the cloak, send the jet, do it all to be like, oh my goodness, I've never. And then toxic Nick shows up, and you like, this mother got me.
No, but
he done gave me the draws, and I ain't heard from him in 3 weeks.
What you said is perfect. No, what you said is perfect because you named all of the low-functioning, superficial things that a low-functioning woman would fall into.
Church?
Women,
that ain't low-functioning.
Baby, any woman.
We going to see the Lord together.
Any woman or man.
Or the mosque, wherever you want to go. I know them both.
Any person who's done the work, who gained a sense of self, who's worked on their pain pockets, who's worked on their trauma.
Are still going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable.
They're still going to yearn. And late at night when you're sleeping alone, you go, I wish I had a strong man to rub my back.
They're going to be imperfect, but that person would want a strong, healthy, functioning man, not a low-functioning man.
Sometimes just being a nigga with some good hands.
Not a low-functioning man, no. That's what I'm saying
But
is the difference. But
every woman, you can't, Doc, you can't sit here and say that.
But you're speaking from
Even
your
at the
experience, which makes it
highest
better.
I'm saying,
because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes
and
to
some
church.
strong hands.
A high and let me go further, and probably a big penis. But so, okay,
You said it, not
so
me.
let me go. But again, a high functioning. I'm not even talking about value. A high functioning woman who's done the work.
Explain this.
The work.
I'm trying to hear what this high functioning woman is.
But a high functioning woman, you cannot send a jet and be toxic, and she will go on the.
She don't know I'm toxic yet.
A high functioning woman wouldn't even attract you, baby.
This is so wild. Like, common sense is simply just not common in Blackistan. What's abnormal is normalized. I remember being in school years ago, being very, very young, being in elementary school, and everyone around me talking about how they all had half sisters, and oh, I got a brother, but he got a different dad. And then I also got 3 sisters, and their daddy live over here, but this is my dad, and she got a different daddy too. And I remember growing up very young, thinking that it was normal. And thinking that it was odd that I was the only child and that my mother opted to have one child with one person. But I was a child back then. And as I grew and as I matured and as I got wiser and as I was exposed to different cultures and different communities, and as I started to experience fully functioning families from other friends, I began to know better. And when you know better, you do better. So I realized that this was dysfunctional as a kid. Like, what is going on? The fact is that Nick is just a breeder. He thinks with his penis instead of his brain, and he is content creating these broken homes and fatherless children everywhere he goes. This is just like the rest of the Dusties do, regardless of class, regardless of income, regardless of status. They all are content doing this. Then God bless Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Because I can't, I'm just losing brain cells by even listening to this nonsense. So do you see the cognitive dissonance? And this is how, like, I remember when I was watching this, I remember hearing someone, I was watching an interview, and someone said typically with celebrities, they are the last person to realize they're embarrassing themselves or that they fell off or that they looking crazy, because it's a case of the emperor having no clothes. It's obvious that he looks silly and the behavior that he's exhibiting is toxic and dysfunctional. However, when you're surrounded by yes men and when you're in an echo chamber, all you guys people telling you, oh my gosh, that outfit is nice. Instead of someone giving him a new flash and saying, Nick Nog, you have on no clothes. Nick has on no clothes. So you can tell with both Kim and with Nick that they're surrounded by enablers and people who allow this type of toxic behavior. He was shocked to have a woman, and I love how she differentiated high value to high functioning, because we've said this before. This quote unquote high value man that the red pill and the manosphere and Nogs like to talk about, really all they mean is men with a little bit of money. That's it. Because when it comes to values and when it comes to things that are really integral and really important, like integrity, like honor, like honoring your family, like honesty, like being a hardworking person or devoted to your family and prioritizing your children and valuing your wife and the person who is the mother of your child, the overwhelming majority of these quote unquote high value men don't possess any of those attributes. They just have money and that's it. No matter how you try to twist and turn and do backflips and act like this ish is normal, this is the behavior of an unhealthy, unhealed, selfish little boy. Like she said, a truly high-functioning woman wouldn't even entertain you, Dick Cannon. Like, look at all the women, both Nick and Cam, no condom, Newton have impregnated. And let's take out Mariah because we know she's an anomaly. She's a legend. She's an icon. She's a Grammy Award winner. She's gone diamond. She's one of the most celebrated singer-songwriters of all time. Y'all know Christmas is coming up, so it's her time to shine because she's going to be collecting royalties on them damn Christmas albums. But then you got the sister wives whose biggest accomplishment is maybe making 6 figures on OnlyFans. Also, we know as soon as Mariah recognized how toxic and juvenile Nick's behavior was, she was gone. Other than that, Nick has impregnated a bunch of flop-ass wild now girls. Let's be honest, all these is women who've been on his show. All them is ran through IG models. And between the two of them, Cam and Nick, we're talking about a total about 11 women. Between all of them, I have more education and accomplishments than all other baby mamas combined. That alone illustrates your low functioning and low value, because a man who was truly high value and high functioning and who valued himself would have some sort of esteem and pride in himself and wouldn't allow everybody to have access to his bloodline like that.
Stay away from these dudes, y'all. What do y'all think about this? This is not an echo chamber, so I encourage you to express your thoughts, even if you disagree with my opinion. I've seen many women agree with this idea that men can have as many children as they choose to, as long as they have the capability to financially provide for them. Do you think that's true, and that a father's job is only to provide provisions and food and housing for his children, and he doesn't have to be present in his kids' everyday life? Moreover, what do you all think of these women who agree to be baby mama number 10, 11, and 12 to these Dusties? Sound off below. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.
Even if you think I should, bitch, bigger, I don't give.
If y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.